I have the assurance, Mr. Chairman, that the chairman has already instructed his election officers to look at these abnormal surges in the volume of registration and then address any such abnormalities as an indicator of possible fraudulent registration.
We have, Your Honor. Actually, the Commission and Bank has already given specific instructions to make sure to all the provincial election supervisors as well as to the election officers, because down the line, it is the election officers who would know, especially here in Metro Manila. And our work right now is really watching each and every new registrant coming in. In addition to reviewing all registered list of registered voters. And all of this goes into our database in the AFIS biometrics. These are all correlated activities, Your Honor, all of which are intended to make sure that if there is no duplication, it is very, very possible that they are simply transferring from one place to another. If there is no duplication, then the problem will be in one area where you transfer to another would mean that the other one would benefit, but that would be a loss to the place where they are. The bigger problem really is the flying voter or the duplicate registrant, who can probably vote twice if we are not able to check this. But we are also monitoring, in the process of monitoring duplicate registrants, we are likewise reviewing whether these movements of voters are in fact legitimate or not. And that's our concern, mostly in Metro Manila and the nearby provinces.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to Senator Brillantes for
Thank you. Before I recognize Senator Cayetano, are there any other members who wish to ask questions?
Mr. Chairman, with the permission of the Honorable Senator, just one question. Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to ask, you mentioned biometrics. And at this point in time, what I understand is that during the past elections, and hopefully not this coming elections, that those that have not validated the registrations, in other words, those voters that have not gone to the COMELEC to get their biometrics done, are still allowed to vote in the election. Now, I'm wondering, Mr. Chairman, what your policy would be, or what your direction would be, in order to get our voters to be 100% validated so that their biometrics are available. Because I see this as a weakness in regards to the point of Congressman Golez, wherein double registration can happen if you don't have biometrics because you don't have the opportunity to use the technological advances available in order to quickly check throughout the whole electoral database where the duplications occur, or where there are double registration, whether there are people that are perhaps not around, that are just being voted for by other people. So I'm just wondering, Mr. Chairman, do you have a target date by which you will achieve 100% biometrics for all our voters?
We do have, Your Honor, but we're having difficulty. Right now, we will go over our statistics. We are about 60 to 65% on biometrics. There would still be about 35% or still listed under the old system who can still vote in the 2013 election unless we make compulsory the biometric system. I understand that the House of Representatives already passed a law making compulsory the biometrics. This would definitely assist us in pursuing a 100% biometric system. If this passes as a law, then everybody will have to be under the biometrics to be able to vote in 2013. But even assuming that it is not made a law before 2013, we're still making the drive as early as August May 3, when we open the registration for the 2013 elections. We already came out with ads. I think I was able, in fact, the thing that I do is I myself, who have not been validated, I went directly to Paranaque And actually, enter the biometrics, and this is coming out now as an incentive to all the voters. We've been encouraging most of our voters to come out to validate their votes. Aside from our drive for new registrants, we are likewise equally asking our voters to come in under the validated system. Of course, as I've said, any validation, we may not be able to attain 100% by 2013, but if it is compulsory biometrics and the law is passed, then I think we'll be able to solve the problem of biometrics being made 100% come 2030.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all.
Thank you, Chairman Brillantes. Senator Cayetano has requested the Chair if you can ask questions to address to Chairman Brillantes for 20 minutes. And I would like to remind Senator Cayetano that Chairman Brillantes is allergic to number 20. So if you can make it around 19 minutes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, last time I gave a commitment to our colleagues and in public and even to the chairman that if he can show me that he is indeed on a legacy mode and is reforming the COMELEC, I would consider not using Section 20. That's why I asked you, instead of Section 20, can I have 20 minutes? More or less. But Mr. Chairman, can we allow the oppositors? I'd like to hear them and the answers of the chairman. Then I just need a few minutes to ask some questions so that I can make a decision that's very important.
So your 20 minutes includes the...
I might not even need 20 minutes, Mr. Chair, but it's a very delicate decision for me and I don't want to make a mistake. And for the record, Mr. Chair, when I started asking questions to our nominee, Chairman Brillantes, his hair was already white. It's not my fault. And it's the work in COMELEC that's tiring him out and not me. In fact, I also got sick the last 2 days. So if we can hear Director Rapanan and the non-fair representatives, then I'll just ask for a few minutes afterwards, Mr. Chair. With the indulgence of our colleagues.
Is the oppositor here, Director Rapanan? Can you please go forward? Secretary, please administer the oath.
Will you please rise and raise your right hand?
Please raise your right hand.
Do you swear to take the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding? So help you God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Take your seat. Can you kindly introduce yourself briefly, Director Rapanan, and the points of your opposition to the nominee? Briefly, if possible.
Yes, Your Honor.
We are already in receipt of a reply affidavit of Chairman Brillantes.
I am a director of the Commission on Elections, Your Honors. Presently in the Planning Department. I was the director of the Law Department under a permanent appointment from June 2008 up to August 31, 2011. And while I was at the Law Department, I was able to institute positive reforms there. I instituted a good system. And I was also chairman of the Special Bids and Awards Committee for the
I would like to, since we're running out of time, Director Rapanan, can you please go straight to the point? Your main issue about regarding the opposition to the nominee.
Yes, Your Honor, please. I would like to state that the corruptor cannot lead those whom he has corrupted. The corrupt cannot lead the corrupt. And the blind cannot lead the blind. this, in short, would be the bottom line of my 8 grounds for opposing the confirmation of the appointment of Chairman Sixto Brillantes. May I go through this one by one, Your Honors, please, and very briefly. The first ground that I listed here is that he violated the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Law, particularly Section 3, Paragraph A thereof, which provides that it is a crime for any person to induce, influence, or request a public official to perform an act which is in violation of existing rules and regulations. This the chairman did, and even during an non-bank meeting of the Commission on Elections had done. And what did he ask me to do in violation of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Law? He requested that I approach or talk to the Chief of Staff, actually the spokesman of the new Ombudsman, in order to help Director Alarcon and Director Abaya, who have been adjudged guilty by the Office of the Ombudsman in the 690 million ballot secrecy voter scam. And they were to be suspended already, effective August 31, 2011. Now this is in violation of the rules because this is in violation of existing rules and regulations, Your Honors, please. Because under the existing rules and regulations of the Office of the Ombudsman, the proper remedy for the aggrieved parties would be to file a motion for reconsideration or an appeal or a petition for certiorari. But instead of this procedure having to be done by the aggrieved parties, which is not him, I was supposed to approach the spokesman of the new Ombudsman, and that is a corrupt practice.
Wait a minute, before you proceed, did you find any information, affidavit, or did you denounce this misconduct that you claim to be a misconduct to the proper authorities?
Your Honors, please.
I'm asking you a question.
Your Honor, I did not.
You did not. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you are bringing this matter. You know, as a lawyer, the only way to remove him from office now is to impeach him. Why don't you file an impeachment complaint against him in the House of Representatives so that he can be removed?
That is precisely the reason why
Instead of coming here this late hour and tell us and lecture to us how bad he is when you did not do anything.
That is precisely, Your Honor, please, why I did not file a complaint in the Office of the Ombudsman. He is an impeachable officer. And I calculated, Your Honor, please, that the fastest way that this matter could be acted upon is
To remove him is to bring it here, so if you can convince us so that he will be removed and that he will be replaced, perhaps by you. I know who is a better lawyer.
No, Your Honors. However, Your Honor, that is not the only ground that
Attorney Rafanan, let's just deal with that ground first. Firstly, you claim that he instructed you to do an illegal act. That is your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, do you have any evidence that corroborates your claim?
Well, there is now a transcript of the proceedings, Your Honors, of the August 24, 2011 NBAG meeting. Although I claim that there are some cuts there, the request is still there, essentially. And aside from that, I relate also this incident to the one that happened on July 23, 2011 at around 7 o'clock in the morning in a resort in Mataas na Kahoy, Batangas, where he informed me in a rather low voice that the decision of the Office of the Ombudsman in the ballot suppressive folder scam was coming out. And he said 3 were found guilty and the penalty is 1 year suspension. And the 3 of them, including Executive Director Tolentino, were absolved. And he also told me that that was only for the administrative charges. There were no criminal charges awarded to him.
Now, you're now a singing canary here. Why did you not say all of this before publicly and denounce him?
Your
He
Honor,
has been in office for a long, long time.
And with due respect to our chairman, why is it that you only spoke up after you were taken out? This is precisely the timing of it. You were taken out by the chairman, and that was an en banc decision. You were taken out by the chairman as head of legal, and this is when you came out singing like a canary, as our chairman said.
Yes, Your Honors, there are a series of acts, and since we are also discreet about these things, because this is a very serious matter.
When something is illegal and you think it's illegal, you should come out with it, because if not, you are a party to that legal act.
I never consented to it, Your Honors, please.
Maybe you never consented to it, but your mere disclosure of it, your non-disclosure of it, already constitutes a violation.
That would be correct, Your Honors.
It is correct, correct?
No, not
So I am
yet.
correct.
Not yet,
So
Your
why
Honor.
is it that the timing is suspect in that you come out now having all these disclosures against the nominee after you were taken out as the... You seem to have an axe to grind. That's what it is, no? This is the way, the impression that I'm getting. Because if really you had valid concerns about his fitness and qualification as chairman of the COMELEC, at the time that he was appointed, at the time that we already were scheduling him, and we already had so many hearings with him, how come he never came out earlier? Why only now, after you were taken out?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand your concern, Your Honor, please. We do not just decide on serious matters rashly. We also have...
Who's we?
I. And
Okay.
generally, people of soberness who would think with wisdom, Your Honor, please. I do not just decide rashly.
You need to tell me that you can justify your non-disclosure by saying that you need to be sober
I need to consider many
to
things.
participate in a legal act, although indirectly by non-disclosure, that you will then now say that that's because you are being sober or you're being civil or what? You cannot do that.
Your Honor, please. I disclosed it the same day that I heard it, and that was only on July 23. And it is only now October 5. And in fact, much earlier than October 5, I had disclosed this. And that was on September 14 when I made this opposition before this Honorable Commission on Appointments.
And this happened, and these events happened, and your disclosure of it happened after you were taken out as the head of the legal department.
No, Your Honors. I have disclosed this to many people because I was complaining.
To many people, but not to the proper authorities.
Not yet, Your Honor. Only now and...
Only now, yes, only now, and now you're asking the commission, you want the commission on appointments to be a venue to ventilate basically what is your gripe against the chairman because you were taken out as the chairman, as the head of the legal department.
Your Honor, please, that might have been one of the triggering factors, but we have to consider whether...
It was the triggering factor. That was very clear.
Your Honor, there is also that triggering factor in me which would tell me that I have to inform the honorable members of the Commission on Appointments about the real character of the nominee. So that we can save the Commission of Elections from further damage to its credibility. This is an institution which we all treasure.
Yes, but we already had, this is what, our fourth hearing now, as far as the COMELEC Chairman is concerned, and now we only hear you now. In the first hearing, from what I understand, you were even supportive of the Chairman.
That is true, Your Honor.
Oh, so why is it now that there's a turnaround when all these events have already happened? You were supportive of the Chairman at that time, and why now are you not unsupportive of him when the situation is still the same, except for the fact that you are not head of the legal department?
That is not the only development, Your Honor, please. There were many other developments. As a matter of fact, I am going through all of these developments, and I am going to reveal them all to you.
So anyway, we have gone as to your first point is concerned. Perhaps you can just continue on.
Let me just complete just a few sentences, Your Honor, please, about the July 23 incident. Very shortly.
All your objections against the nomination of the Commission.
Thank you, Naimbag. Just take na ako, Chairman.
Ay, nahamok ka, taga Santa Catalina ka.
Thank you, sir. So, and I reacted, baliktad naman. And then he said, I agree with me, oh, baliktad nga. And then he said, i-bargain na lang natin yung preventive suspension na 6 months para mapababa natin yung penalty, para maging 6 months na lang. And I was thinking that I would see the decision of the Ombudsman by Monday, that would be July 25, because he said it was coming out and he already knew the penalty. It turned out that I could not see it on July 25 on a Monday. But he informed us during the NBank meeting on August 24 that he received it in the area. That was August 23. So exactly 1 month later, the decision came to the COMELEC officially. And true enough, the penalty is now only 6 months suspension. Now, he tried to deny, based on what I watched on TV and in the media, that he ever told me about this advance information on July 23, 2011 by saying that Acting Ombudsman Casimiro informed him about the decision only on July 25 when they were seated together in Congress. I think that it was another improper, well, he revealed an improper conduct in trying to deny the truth. If it was not from Acting Ombudsman Casimiro that we learned in advance of the decision, it must have been from somebody else. We could also think logically that if that was on a Monday, the decision could not have been prepared on that same Monday. It could have been prepared at the latest Friday, that was July 22. Therefore, there was really such opportunity and great probability that it was told him before we met on July 23. And I am telling you, Your Honors, please, and this is under oath, it is true that he told me about this on July 23, around 7 o'clock in the morning, in a resort in Mataas na Kahoy, Batangas, during the team building activity of all personnel of the law department.
Thank you, Attorney Congressman Villaferte, after which Congressman Alvarez.
May I suggest that we will allow the witness to finish his recitation of everything that he wants to say so that we can terminate this thing instead of engaging him in questions and debate. If I may request this from the committee.
Are you done,
Just taking naman na ako, Chairman.
Ano yun?
I said, I thank you, sir.
Okay, so you're finished.
With the first ground, sir? Not yet. Please.
There is a request by the Senate President for you to finish all your gripes or opposition against
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chairman.
Please unburden yourself completely and make it fast because it's running out of time, you know. We have a session this afternoon.
Yes, sir, I will do that, sir. I was offended by that information and by the subsequent request because I was the head of the investigative panel that investigated the ballot secrecy folder scam involving 690 million pesos. And then why should I be the one to do things now like talking to the spokesman of the new ombudsman, whose name is Attorney Asriman Rufanan, who I didn't know, I haven't met, I haven't talked together, to cause the lowering of the penalty. And that is in violation of the rules. So that is the first ground, Your Honors. Please, it is a corrupt practice and it is penalized by law as a crime.
Kindly, pangnasin ta maganda dyan, digay kay kanya na tapos nabapas na ito.
Wala na po, by Katwan. This is now number 2. He does not want to know the truth, but only closure. Ito po ay nangyari noong first week of May, where the Bids and Awards Committee, the regular Bids and Awards Committee of which I was the chairman then, submitted the comments on the fact-finding committee report, which we are asked to submit. And when he called me, I brought along with me a service copy of our comments. So there were 49 pages plus annexes. And since I thought that it might be difficult for him or for the commissioners to read all 49 pages, I made a one-page outline. And I showed him the one-page outline and I said, sir, this is divided into 4 parts. The first part is the purpose of the delays in the conduct of the barangay elections on October 25, 2010. And he did not like it. I thought he should be pleased, but I was surprised about his reaction. He said, ang haba-haba naman yan. Alam mo ba na yung mga directors dito na iba, nag-submit sila ng comments, 1 paragraph lang, at most 1 page. Ito ang 49 pages. And later on, also in another occasion, he told me that was already the equivalent of 20 cases. I was surprised. I thought he was a lawyer of excellence and that he would be pleased if we do our legal work well. But he did not appreciate it. And then he said, why do you want to know the truth? Because I put that as first part of our comments. And then I was surprised by that question, and so I said, well, sir, I thought that was the purpose of the fact-finding committee. We want to know the truth in order for us to know the real cause of the delays in the barangay elections so that the same mistakes will not be repeated in future elections. And then his answer surprised me. Up to now, I could not comprehend it. I don't want to know the truth. I just want to put a closure to this. And and then he said, sinabi ko na sa'yo, wala kang liability yan. Walang pananagutan ng back dyan. Nothing. Bakit ka pa nag-file? Huwag mo nang i-file yan. And then I said, sir, na-file ko na po kahapon eh. And then I said, well, you could pull it out. Kasi paano ko naman i-pull out yan? Hindi lang naman ako ang pumirma. Lahat po kami na members ng BAC. Bakit? Sino ba nag-prepare? Sir ako. Yun naman pala eh. Di madali mo lang i-pull out. So that was how our conversation went during the first week of May, a day after the
What is the conclusion?
That, Your Honors, please, being the chairman of the Commission on Elections, he would be serving as a quasi-judicial officer, leading on the other quasi-judicial. Leading all the other quasi-judicial officials of COMELEC, the other commissioners, how would he decide with justice? How would he decide with justice, Your Honors, please, if he does not want to know the truth? That kind of attitude must have been ingrained in the character, and this will permit all activities or actions or behavior.
Isn't the COMELEC a collegial body? He's only presiding, so he can be overruled by the other members.
That's correct, Your Honor. but being chairman, he exerts a considerable influence. And it would be unfortunate for us to bear with that kind of character or attitude in the decision of election protests, in the decision concerning election offense cases, and of course in administrative matters.
I'm interested to find out what is the influence of the chairman over the members. Does he have disciplinary action over the other members of the commission?
Your Honors, concerning disciplinary action, probably about the other members, I think the commissioner body itself has that power.
No, but I'm asking you, I'm challenging your statement that he has a large influence over the members of the commission. To what extent will that influence exist? He's only a chairman. He's the executive officer. Can he dismiss any one of them? Could he discipline any one of them? Could he deny benefits to any one of them?
I doubt if he could do that, Your Honors, please, but being the chairman, the head of the commission, that position itself would carry a considerable degree of influence or authority over the rest.
Attorney Rabanan, are you saying then that our present set of COMELEC commissioners can be unduly influenced by the chairman of the COMELEC? They don't have their impartiality, they're not independent, they do not think on their own. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that the COMELEC commissioners themselves are not?
Well, sir, I am not necessarily saying that, Your Honors, please. I think the position per se carries with it some weight and influence. And the third ground, Your Honors, please, that I cited in my sworn opposition is that when we were talking together in his office on August 9, that was when the confirmation hearing was cancelled, he told me unilaterally on his own, and I was surprised. Let me quote, Your Honors, please. Alam mo, yung mga commissioners, binabayaran ko lang yung mga yan. Yung mga lawyers mo sa law department, binabayaran ko rin. Sa ECAB, naglalagay din ako dyan. Sa Office ni Jose de la Cruz, nagbabayad din ako dyan. Pero siyempre, hindi na ngayon. Ako na ang boss eh. Pag nakikita kami, nagkakayaan na lang.
Attorney Rabanan, you're quoting the chairman. Do you mean you have a photographic memory as to the exact words that he said?
I put
Or
it in
is this your version?
It is practically his exact words.
No, but you said I quote. When you say I quote, that means that you are verbatim repeating what he told to you. Now I'm just making it clear. What are you saying? Is it verbatim or is this your version of what was said?
Verbatim, Your Honor. In
Verbatim yan?
Yes.
Verbatim yan.
Because I could practically memorize it. I was so surprised at the statement.
Practically memorize it. You either memorize it or not.
I memorize it.
There's no in between.
I memorize it, Your Honor. Because I kept on telling that. It stuck in my mind, and I wrote it in my diary. And it is, I hope it is now distributed with you, Your Honor, please. I put it also as part of my affidavit under oath. It was something remarkable that I could not forget. And there is confirmation to this. Evidence that he himself has just provided. There is,
just respond to that because it's a very sensitive matter. Can I just that point?
Because of the seriousness of the accusation of
Just wanted to know, my reputation is that I don't make sumbong to a subordinate. It is the subordinate that makes sumbong to me. And he is the sumbongero, not me. He sumbongs to me every day. Practically when I was there, corrupt lahat ang mga tao dito. Corrupt yung mga tao dito. Sabi talaga sumbongero. You can ask all the employees in the company. Now, he puts his words in my mouth. Ako na ngayon na nagsusumbong sa kanya. He's just a department head. Why will I? Bakit ako magsusumbong sa kanya naman? Sino ba siya para pagsumbong ako? Yung nagsasabi, nagkukurap ako ng mga ibang tao? Who is he? Why is he that big? According to him, that I will go there quietly and make sumbong to him. When all the time, when I sat down there in January 17, he was practically open, my door was open to him, he was practically there every day in my office making sumbong. Please proceed.
Rebuttal, Your Honor, please. Hindi po ako nagsusumbong sa kanya. Kaya yung po, hindi rin po ako nagkukwento ng mga pagkakamali o kalokohan doon, yun po yung kanyang pinapalabas sa media. Hindi po totoo yun. Ang sinasabi po niya,
sa media kasi sa akin, ang nag-responded to it is in the media every day, practically, since I removed. I have not talked much in the media.
ang sinasabi po nga niya sa akin, sir, ang mga lawyers mo sumbong ng sumbong sa akin. Pero, sabi ko nga sa kanya, sir, sana naman kung nagsusumbong sila, you tell them to come to me. So we can settle the problems among ourselves. But he keeps on entertaining them. Wala naman akong narinig sa kanila. I have good dealings with the lawyers and my staff in the law department. In other words...
So yung po, Attorney Rapanan, yung third ground nyo. What is the fourth ground now?
How many grounds are there? Can you please wrap up?
There are 7 stated here. There will be 1 to be added. Yes, it is very serious. Now, we go now to...
Mr. Chair.
As a matter of fact, Your Honor, please.
Yes, Congressman Brillantes.
The affidavits of Attorney Rapanan are submitted to us. I think everybody has read all these written affidavits. I'd like to know if there is a need for him to repeat every paragraph of the affidavits, because as our President already made clear, we have no luxury of time. I think we had some duties prior to this. So if the